Okay. Hi, Nish.
What's up? You have a
I
new
thought we could record us talking about our skincare routines because I don't really know what you use.
I came prepared.
Same, me too. But I also want to say that our skincare routines can be quite interesting because we do have different skin types.
Like what is your skin type? How would you define it?
Yeah, so my skin type currently is dry to combination. It
Interesting.
previously was oily, but
Really?
I think in the last, I don't know if it's like an age thing or just like a climate thing, but in the past like 2 to 3 years, I've moved to a place that's mostly cold
Mm.
and it's really dried my skin out. Like I literally will have dry patches. I have to layer on so much moisturizers to get makeup to look good, which has
Oh,
been an experience because I'm so used to having oily skin and makeup just melting into my skin and me being like, this works great. When I was in Florida, my makeup was like, it looked so good on my skin, but California has been a struggle. I
oh.
don't know how to deal with dry skin. It's really bad.
I have like dry to combination-ish as well. Like, but I have like pretty like congested oily T-zone.
Mhm.
I don't get dry patches anymore. I think I know what to use in my skincare to almost never get any dry patches. But if I use too much, ooh, that's an ice cream man. If I use too much product, my skin reacts. It doesn't like anything too rich either.
So I have an AM routine and a PM routine, and they are quite different.
I have a I don't actually have an AM PM routine necessarily. I think it's important to preface this with my routine is pretty fluid and like super simple. I don't even use anything very expensive in my skincare. Like I don't know why. But like I think when I was younger, I experimented a lot more. I used a lot more products. Whereas now I kind of just have a very simple routine. I don't fuss around too much. I'm like literally just like cleanse, moisturize, SPF, exfoliate once in a while. Like that's
Yeah,
it.
I think mine is, it's simple, but it's not that simple.
Okay, first thing, you've just woken up. What are you using before you head out the door?
Cleanse with any cleanser. I've been using Panoxyl, which is like an acne cleanser. And then I go in with a really rich vitamin C hydration cream, which is the Sunday Riley one. So vitamin C, I've used a couple, like I've used the La Roche-Posay one just to try. Didn't have any effect on me, didn't see any difference. And I was like, why am I using such an expensive thing when I don't see a difference? I could just be using a regular moisturizer. But then when I used this one and also another one of their serum, which comes like in a tube, I immediately noticed a difference. Immediately, like my spots that I get on an occasional, I get hormonal acne here. So, and those spots would take forever to go. Whereas when I started using this, it just goes way quicker. This is my second tub, and I'll show you how much is left.
Yeah, that's almost gone.
I don't know if you believe in like your skin gets used to certain skincare. I don't know if that's a thing, but I do want to switch it up and go back to the serum version of the same one, which I think is a little more potent
Mm.
just for the summer, maybe, because this is a rich hydration cream. But again, my skin is dry, so it just soaks it up and doesn't get oily. Recently, I've been using this eye cream from Herbivore, which is also like a tiny vitamin C. I got it free from Sephora, but it's a pretty substantial amount for an eye cream and have been using it for the past couple of months. And I just ran out of it today.
Wow, you're like going through it.
This has been like for a few months now, like I would say 4 months of using this. So I think it pairs really well with this. I'm using vitamin C anyway, might as well add this eye cream to it. Otherwise, I don't really use eye cream. I just put my moisturizer and my sunscreen. I'm a huge SuperGoop fan. You know that. Like I've been using exclusively SuperGoop for the past, I don't know, 5 years maybe. So I use these two. One is the unseen one when I'm at home, and one is the glow screen if I'm going out. They're the
Okay.
same SPF. This is just unseen, so it's like very clear,
Mm.
whereas the glow screen looks great under makeup. This has a tint as well, so I bought it in the shade Golden Hour.
Oh, nice. So like a little bit of a highlighter effect.
Yeah, and that's it. That's my skincare.
If I'm going out, so I think it's not necessarily an AM PM thing. The only difference is is in the day I'm putting sunscreen on, and at night I'm taking makeup off. In the morning, I don't cleanse, I just wash my face with water. I use my moisturizer. I love a ceramide moisturizer. I think that is what kind of has helped me keep like the dry patches off. I feel like my skin remains healthy if I use a good ceramide moisturizer. The one I'm using right now is the INKEY list. Oh my God, bioactive ceramide, whatever. It's a very long name, but they just have one ceramide cream. I don't love that it's in a jar, but otherwise, I think for the price, it's pretty good. Because I think the other ceramide creams I've used are way more expensive. I've used the Dr. Jart one, which is great. But it feels a little thicker, so I like it in the winter. Honestly, the best ceramide cream I've used is from like this Indian brand called DU, like D apostrophe YOU. It's not new anymore, but I think they sent it to me when I was working in beauty in India, which is why I tried it. It's like fairly expensive for like Indian skincare, I guess. But that was a lotion consistency, which was
Oh, nice.
perfect for Indian weather as well as like I guess here in the summer. And I genuinely think it was a really, really good product. So when I go, I'm
Can you not order it online?
actually never checked because
But you're going to India soon. You could just buy it.
yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I would use this. And honestly, if I'm at home, I just use I don't use sunscreen unless I'm like it's like a very sunny day and like I'm sitting by the window or something. I put on some sunscreen. Shit, I wanted to Google how to say the name of Korean beauty. It's called Beauty of Joseon. Joseon?
Oh, I've seen this on TikTok shop. I think their under eye cream is really popular.
This is very popular. Like this sunscreen is really, really popular. And this is a very good moisturizer. I have a colleague who literally wears this as his moisturizer. Even at night
Mm.
sometimes, because he's like, I just love the consistency of it. It's like a very nice hydrating cream. It doesn't feel sticky. It's good on Indian skin also. And like it doesn't necessarily leave a white cast as such. It just feels very like nourishing and light and creamy as I have found a sunscreen to be, I guess. And it has like a pretty good, it has like SPF 50 or something. Yep, SPF 50, which is pretty high for how like sophisticated it feels on the skin. The only other thing I would say I use sometimes is the Weleda skin food. I don't use it all over my face. It's too thick.
Oh, okay.
It's absolutely too thick to use all over my face. So I only use it like periphery and it's
Mm-hmm.
like in the day it adds like a nice glow. I just feel like I don't wanna I almost use it like a highlighter, but it's skincare and it's good. Like if I have like dry patches and stuff, it's good. But I almost don't feel like
Right.
wearing it sunscreen because I feel like if I'm putting this on top of sunscreen, I just feel like it's affecting the protection.
Why can't you wear this under sunscreen?
If I wear it under sunscreen, I feel like I'll wipe it off because this is almost like strategically
Oh,
placed for light.
okay.
So I want to put it like on top. I treat it like a skincare makeup hybrid, but it's also good
Okay.
to have like a if you have a dry patch or something. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried the thinner version of this, the Weleda Skin Food Light. That just felt like a any old like natural smelling cream. This is good, but yeah, I don't use it as moisturizer.
So I got sent this recently, and it's the L'Oreal sunscreen,
Ooh.
uh, called Bright Reveal, and it is Daily UV Lotion 50, and I quite like this as well. So
That's
I have been using this as well. So this is my like go-to. Been using for 5 years. This is my like new introduction, but love it, and it's probably cheaper. I haven't checked how much it is. I think you will like this.
a white cast.
No white cast. It comes off pretty white as a lotion, but then once you put it on your skin, I'm quite dusky and there's like no white cast. So this is a good alternative.
If I've come home after I don't know, day at work or whatever day out, first I'm taking off my makeup and
With
I
what?
use my cellar water to take it off.
Okay.
I use like the most basic Garnier. It just works. I've used others. I've just found this does the job. I
Mm-hmm.
think the only thing with this is take it off. Like don't leave it on your skin. Don't like remove it and then let it stay. Basically, you don't want it sitting on your skin. So it does the job. I take my makeup off and then I just use like a foaming cleanser. So I use something as simple as possible. Like right now I'm using this Byoma one.
Mm-hmm.
This is a creamy jelly cleanser with like apparently a ceramide complex, green tea and stuff. So very like soothing, light, but it's honestly just a like face wash. It's
Right.
just gel sort of. It doesn't feel too harsh, doesn't strip my skin. So yeah, I'm literally just removing my makeup with that.
I use Johnson's Baby Oil. I buy like this huge, the largest bottle you can possibly get. That's pretty much all I use to take my makeup off. And then I do two more cleansers after that.
Yeah.
So I use a very simple, like you said, a very simple creamy
Mm.
cleanser. And then I may end it on the Panoxyl acne cleanser just to
Nice.
feel extra clean. That is only if I'm wearing makeup. Obviously, if I'm not, it's just one face wash. I have tried the Garnier cleanser and it just didn't do well on my skin. I got like really bad allergic reaction to it and my whole face was like left with bumps. It just didn't work for me and that's the only time I've tried micellar water. I've just gone back to using baby oil, which is what works for me and it doesn't break me out. People think like, oh, it's oily. As long as you cleanse that off as well, really well, it doesn't really matter.
Most nights, I'm literally just moisturizing. So some nights, I'm just moisturizing with the whatever moisturizer I'm using. Some nights, I do moisturizer and an oil. Did I not bring it? No, I did. I love squalane as an oil.
Mhm.
I just have the ordinary squalane oil. It works for me. I think it's so soothing. I use it on like sometimes even if I have like a breakout that's healing, I think it works. I think it has like anti-inflammatory properties. I'm pretty sure it does, and I did look this up at some point. So I think it does something crazy because it does not clog pores for me and it calms. It's very calming and soothing. Sometimes I will exfoliate. So I do it like I think twice a week I will exfoliate. And from the twice, like once I'll use like a physical exfoliator and once I'll use a sort of chemical one. I know like physical exfoliation is controversial, but I think if you use the right product, it can be okay. And like
And
not
you're gentle enough and you're not like scrubbing your face with it.
if you use things like those controversial like apricot scrubs and stuff,
Beads, yeah, those are really bad.
really bad. I was working with Clarins, so I did get sent this and I did talk to their like experts a lot and they like spoke about it, but I genuinely agree where they spoke about how like the bits in it in your physical exfoliator, if they're unevenly shaped or sized, that's when you scratch your skin. I don't know what they use. It's not, hopefully I don't think they're microplastics, but they are sort of like shaped in a way to be uniform and like smooth. So you're not actually like poking at your skin. And if you use
Yeah.
like little pressure, especially in my like this area, I find it helps to use at least once a week. So this is
Yeah.
the just fresh scrub. It's very nice. It makes my skin feel really nice. And when I've used something like this also, I like to use squalane just in case there was any damage done. I feel like it's
Yeah.
kind of soothing after. Otherwise, I will use like some kind of glycolic cleanser. I mean glycolic toner, or I don't honestly like toners. I prefer serum.
Same.
I prefer serums, but right now I have the Pixi Glow Tonic, which is just a glycolic acid toner. I don't
Mhm.
love that, so I'm just waiting to finish this up. I do like the product. I think it's really nice. I just don't like putting like that consistency. I just think a serum's easier because you can use it with your hands and then seal that off with moisturizer.
My nighttime routine is very different and it's prescription skincare. So I have been using this for the past 2 years, but I use it through a company called The Agency. I pretty much use tretinoin, moisturizer, and a dark spot formula. And they're all by the agency, they're prescription. You're not gonna get tretinoin here without a prescription. I'm on still a really low percentage, like 0.035, and I started off at like 0.01 or something, and gradually over the last 2 years, my dermatologist has increased it, and I do have really bad acne prone skin, and that's not really changed with age. I've always had it and I still get breakouts hormonal, but before I think I would get a lot more. But this has really helped with my skin, with skin texture. I use this like 4 or 5 times a week. And then this is the basic moisturizer that comes along with it. And then this is your dark spot formula, which basically has like azelaic acid and kojic acid, which is really good to get rid of dark spots. So this is my basic skincare that I use 90% of the time. And then the days that I'm not using tretinoin, it's just a very basic moisturizer. And my favorite one is I just go back to the Kiehls Ultra Facial Cream. This is just like standard, simple, works for everyone. And then my kind of rogue products for exfoliation again. I don't currently use any physical exfoliants, but I do use chemical. So the one that I use once or twice a week is like your AHA, BHA, chemical exfoliant, and the one I'm liking right now is this one by Worst. It's really affordable. You get it in Target here. It's just called Instant Resurfacing Mask. It's a lot gentler than the ordinary one, which I've also used. But ever since I started using tretinoin, I find that one burns and it's a little too intense for my skin.
I do think that you have to be very careful with brands like The Ordinary, where you're picking like percentages. I feel like people go pretty hard when they don't need to.
So that worked really well though on my skin. I've gone through like 2 tubes of that before my whole tretinoin retinol journey. And once a week I used to use that, and that was really good. But ever since I started tretinoin, I use this one, which is a lot gentler and works really well. I have one last rogue product to talk about. It is skincare, but it's one thing that I use under makeup that's made a huge difference to how makeup applies on my skin, and that's the Rhode Peptide glazing fluid, and it's so good. It's not just like a trendy product, it actually works. So I put like 1 to 2 pumps of this and then apply makeup, and it just goes on really well.
It's like a serum consistency.
Yes, it's like a milky consistency, very liquidy. This one I just wanted to try, and I do really like it to the point that if it gets over, I will repurchase this.
Ah, that's been nice to hear.
But that's it. That's what our current skincare routines are.
And they may change, and maybe we'll talk about it in the future again.
I'm not sure my nighttime skincare routine will change. Like this is the percentage of tretinoin may go up or down. We'll see. But
I don't think I'm like married to any of these products, to be absolutely honest, other than maybe the squalane, which I think I will always have. Everything else I think is replaceable.
I'm not married to any of them either. Like I will always have a sunscreen.
Yeah.
I will always have a vitamin C if it works as well as this one. But a good tip to buy this is they offer this in so many places. You get this on Revolve, you get this on ASOS, you get this in Sephora. So I only buy it when there's like sales going on. So it's like it doesn't come up to as much as it is.
You've inspired me to buy some nicer things.